What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this episode of Stick Theory. Today, we're going to be joined by Hudson Valley Strings. He's been around for about a little over 5 years now. He's the manager at Lacrosse Limited Danbury. It's a super awesome episode. He's got a super cool story, and can't wait to hear him share some of the insight he has. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching and enjoy the episode. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Stick Theory podcast. Today we're joined by Hudson Valley Strings. He's been around for a good little bit. He's just started as the manager over at Lacrosse Unlimited Danbury, so we couldn't be more excited to have him on.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, dude, I am so excited. Like we were just talking about, this is the third try and getting me on, and things have been a little crazy with me lately. But here we're finally here, and I'm really excited to be on with you, dude.
Yes, sir. Perfect. I guess let's just get into it. We like to start every guest with this. How'd you come up with the name Hudson Valley Strings?
I live in the Hudson Valley. It's funny. I remember. So I hope I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but I was probably like a junior, or it was 2019. So no, I was a little. I'm like a sophomore in college, and I come up with my Instagram name. I was bouncing a lot around, like a lot of different names. I have curly hair, so one of them was Mac and Top Cheese Strings. I
Okay.
didn't stick with that, and then I was just thinking really really hard about what my name could be, and it just came to me like I live in the Hudson Valley. I looked up to make sure no one had Hudson Valley Strings already. No one did, so yeah, that was pretty much it. I just live in the Hudson Valley, New York, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Rest is history right there.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Page keeps growing exponentially daily, it looks like.
Yeah,
So
for
how
sure, man. Yeah, it's just
so
I try my best to
yeah.
grow it as much as I can, for sure.
No, you're definitely one of the top creators in the space, I would say. Like I've watched a lot of your stuff, so I guess kind of going to that, what took you into the stringing world? Obviously, you were probably around the sport. What made you gravitate towards the stringing side of it?
So, like I said, I had the Instagram since like 2019. That's why on my Instagram it says established 2019, but I didn't really get into it until after I got out of college.
Hmm.
And it was really because my buddy, the String Shark, Mark, he lives in Goshen, which is not far from where I live. I live in Highland, New York.
Hmm.
It's about a 40-minute drive. We played against each other in high school. We went to college for a year together. And I just like I saw him doing such a great job and him like just killing it. I'm like, why can't I do that? Like this is
Yeah.
proof that it can be done. So I just went for it. And I give him a lot of credit too, because like the whole reason I started making videos is just because of him.
Yeah. He's definitely up there. We're trying to work on getting him on here. I think it'll be down the road a little bit. I'm kind of booked out, but we'll get him on here soon, hopefully,
Yeah, he's
which will be
amazing.
awesome.
He's a
Yeah.
good dude.
So obviously you're stringing, you become the manager at Lacrosse Unlimited Danbury. How did that kind of come about? Because that seems like a lot of these Instagram, like if you're stringing on Instagram, that seems like the dream right there. Like go work the premier lacrosse shop. Like that would be, sounds like a blast.
Yeah, so obviously I was doing it by myself for a really long time. Well, not even a really long time. Honestly, my page, I've only been going like hard on it for like really, really trying to grow it for maybe 2 years.
Hmm.
So that first year was kind of leading up to LU, but I just, I was making these videos. I was doing my thing. I built up a portfolio, and then when the opportunity presented itself, I was able to take it. So
Yeah.
I basically one day I get out of work at my grocery store job, stocking shelves, and I'm going to Lacrosse Unlimited in Danbury because that's the closest one to me.
Hmm.
And I'm going there to go pick up something for an order for somebody. They got I remember there's actually a video on my Instagram of the day I went, and it was a gate D2.
Yeah.
And I was dyeing it and stringing it. And I go in there, I get all my stuff, know exactly what I want. They try to help me, but I'm like, I know what I need. I got no worries here. And I'm talking to this guy, and it turns out he was the regional manager at the time.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, so he was just at the store that day. And I walk in and I'm talking to him, and I'm just chatting about my Instagram because I'm always pushing it. I want more people to know
Yeah.
about it. And he's like, "Wait, I know you." And then he was like, "So you?" Because I remember I asked if they were hiring because I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't want to work at this grocery store. Like maybe I can work at a lacrosse store instead. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then he was like, we have a floating manager position open." So that's how I got in.
Yeah.
Basically, I came on as a floater. So really, what that is in Lacrosse Unlimited, it's like an assistant manager kind of for
Hmm.
multiple stores. So I would go around, like I would go to the Kisco store, I would go to the Norwalk store, the Greenwich store in Danbury. And I was just doing that for a while, and they loved my Instagram. They loved all that stuff. Um, and they just really wanted to get me my own store because of it. And that's really just how it all unfolded. Like the regional manager kind of recognized me for who I was. He pushed me up to the uppers upstairs. They were like, "Oh, this kid's great. Get him on." And yeah, that's pretty much it. They've been great. Like people at Lacrosse Unlimited are great people. Like I cannot
Yeah.
thank them enough for all the opportunity they give me.
No, that is hey, talk about timing right there. That's not a bad
Yeah,
way to get
yeah,
that
dude.
position. So obviously you're stringing, you start in the page. Do you remember the first stick you ever strung?
Yes. So, all right, wait, ready. My first stick I ever strung by myself. So, I grew up playing goalie. Obviously, I play box lacrosse now. I talk about it a lot on my Instagram, but
Yeah.
I grew up playing goalie, and that's what I played for like 12 years, like through youth, through high school, college, all that. It was a navy blue. So, my school colors are navy blue, and gold.
Okay.
It was a navy blue Eclipse, original Eclipse. And I strung it up with original 12 diamond ECD wax mesh.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad because I had ECD Greg's video on how to string an Eclipse 2 in my back pocket. So, like, just like everybody, ECD Greg taught me how to string,
Yeah.
just
Hey,
like everybody else.
that's been a pretty common answer. A lot of people do that, or the other common one I've heard is they were copying patterns and to kind of just learn from there. And then once you copy in patterns, you kind of just figure out how to do it yourself, what each different knots do. But yeah, Greg's definitely had a hand in. I know my personal stringing life as how he's done everything and killed it. So, Greg, if you're listening, come on the pod.
Yeah, no,
So,
he's sick, man. He's a good dude. I've been fortunate to meet him a couple of times. So
yeah.
hopefully now I work with Lacrosse Unlimited. I want relationships with all these big brands and like want to
Yeah.
do what I can to help push what they need for them and for Lacrosse Unlimited.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's definitely what the sport needs. So, what's changed the most about your process as like obviously your first sticky strings that Eclipse too, Greg's teaching you how to do it, and then you start becoming more autonomous with it. What's changed the most about your like philosophy over time?
So, I mean, it's kind of a cool question, but the thing is, like, I don't really know. Like, it's almost like I woke up one day and I could string. I mean, obviously, it was just like a bunch of trial and error, stringing different sticks, stringing really bad sticks, and then being like, "This isn't good. What's not good about it? How do I make it better?" And it's just like that over and over and over again. And then I believe like with string, there is kind of a ceiling you hit
Hmm.
where it's like you're like there's a bunch of really really good stringers. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Some guys get a little crazier than others, but there's a bunch of really good stringers. And I just one day over trial and error, now it's like I string sticks and I don't really have to change them that much after the first try. I
Yeah.
usually like how it is. I've kind
So,
of developed my like style, I guess.
yeah. So, what would that style be to you? Because that kind of goes into like stringing philosophy, design theory. Like, what do you look for when you're stringing a stick?
Yeah, I mean, like I like to think that I can string up a couple different types of pockets. Like
Hmm.
the personal pocket I use, like I got this gate torque. It's like a super baggy, undefined pocket. Like this is what I like. This is not really what I string for other people unless they ask for it. But I don't know, just like tight knots. It needs to be neat. It needs to be symmetrical, and like attention to detail. That's what I talk about with the guys who string for me at my store. I talk to them a lot about like your stuff is good. Like this is a good pocket, but you see like this, and this. This could be a little bit better, or this could be a little bit different, and this could be sitting a little bit in a different way. Like attention to detail. I think like doing like the simple things really well. Like I don't think I string like the most out of this world crazy design pattern. Like I don't really do a ton of floating top strings. I really just use like a normal standard 9 diamond. My sidewall patterns aren't super complicated. Yeah, I'll string to the inside like for the first half of the head, a good
Hmm.
amount. But really, I just keep it simple. I keep it just good. Like I want to string a good pocket that you'll be able to use and you're gonna love, and it's gonna last as long as it's able to last.
Yeah. So you would say you probably find a good balance of like that aesthetic and performance. Because I will say some of your pockets look like they look really good on the Instagram, but I'm sure they're also performance based as well. Because you'll see a lot of people, they'll string a really pretty pocket, but then you try and use it and it's just not functional whatsoever. So
Yeah, it's actually great. I talk about that with a lot of people sometimes. I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head necessarily where they string like, oh, this looks super great, but I bet you that thing does not throw good. Like I can't really think of it, but I know there are people out there that are like that. Yeah, I just like to string really smooth releases. Like I
Yeah.
add whip really, and I actually learned this from Wizard of Wands, who used
Okay.
to work for LU. He's works for STX now. When I was down in the Timonium store doing some training, he taught me like if the way I string is good, but it's really smooth, like kind of by default. The only thing I really changed to add a little more snap or whip to my sticks if someone wants it is I just tighten the shooting strings a little bit,
Yep.
and that's all you really gotta do. Just add a little extra feel for them. Like,
Yeah.
but when I'm stringing, it's going to be like this thing is going to come out clean and consistent. Whether it's a
Mhm.
low pocket, mid pocket, or high pocket, it's not going to overly catch. It's going to come out clean and smooth every time.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one because you'll have sometimes I have some kids come to this like, oh, can you pour like as tight as you can, just make it super baggy at the bottom. I'm like, I mean, I can, but like, let me do something for you first, and we'll see how it works. Like, it'll just be that nice, smooth pocket. And it's like,
Yeah,
hey, I want some more whip. We might drop a shooter, or we'll just tighten them, and then they're just like, oh, this is great. Like, it's like
yeah,
feels like so many people like overcomplicate it nowadays.
yeah. Like I'll even if I want to add a little whip, I'll throw like a stacked SI in there. But I really
Yeah.
don't like do anything. Like I don't want to change my. And this comes to like what like Sidewall Jedi talks about a lot. I don't want to change my pocket shape. Like I
Hmm.
want my pocket shape to be on point. If you look at my like, I have like a highlight for my stories. One of them is tie ups. A
Yeah.
lot of them are just my before and afters of stretching out the pocket. If you notice, whether it's a low pocket, high pocket, or mid pocket, somewhere in between, it always has a similar shape to each other. It's they're
Yeah.
just placed a little bit differently. You want that clean ramp. You don't want it to, be super. Like I was talking to one of my stringers today, he strung a really super high pocket. That was when you put shooters in it, it makes it just whip like crazy because it's way too high. I gave him
Yeah.
one little tip to kind of, dude. You're stringing a kinetic, right? So if you string kind of a mid, it's gonna shift up high just
Yeah.
based on how that is designed. So I showed him that, and he was like, "Yeah, this is way better."
There you
You
go.
know, that's how
So
it is.
yeah. So how do you approach different player positions? Because obviously back in the day, it was probably attackmen had low pockets, not a ton of whip, like good for just those feeding, like getting their hands out, just making that pass. So do you still, there's some truth to that still, or is it more player preference nowadays?
So I'm a firm believer that everyone has a different preference. I've said this so much on my Instagram. Like, it
Hmm.
doesn't matter what position you play, it's what you like. But generally, people don't know how to explain what they like. So
Yeah.
what I do is when someone comes into a store and they're trying to like figure out what they want, first I ask what position they play. If you say attackman, I'll be like, okay, but like, how do you play as an attackman? Are you a shooter? Are you someone that hangs around the crease and X? Are you mainly a feeder? Are you mainly a shooter? Do you do a little bit of both? And that's how I direct people not only to like what kind of pocket to get, but also what head to get.
Yeah.
Like if you're more of a shooting attackman, I'll tell you get a Mirage. But if you're more of like an X attackman, I'm gonna tell you get like a Surgeon 1K.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have different pockets based on that. But there are some X attackmen that might like a little more whip, and that's you. Sometimes you gotta really dig with people to figure out what
Hmm.
they like because they don't know how to explain it because they're not a stringer.
Yeah. No, that's 100%. Like my biggest thing, and like this kind of goes into it. You have a lot of people like I'd like to joke with a lot of people that like without stringers, the lacrosse community almost just like can't exist because someone has to string the sticks. So
Yeah.
it's cool, kind of like my biggest thing is I'm a big proponent of like trying to teach these kids what different things mean, so that way they're able to articulate that to like someone else because we're not always going to be like around them if like they need to go on the fly to a different stringer. Hey, this is exactly what I like. Can you do this right here?
Yeah, dude, I mean, I don't know how people get by playing lacrosse for years and years and don't know anything about stringing. It
Yeah.
absolutely blows my mind. Because like sometimes you stick like I get you have is the player not the wand whatever. But sometimes your stick needs to be adjusted a little bit for you. And
Yeah.
if you don't know how to do that, I feel like it's crippling almost.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
had some good philosophies earlier. They're like talking about if a shooting attack mean you're gonna recommend a Mirage. What are some of the current heads and like meshes out that you're like really enjoying stringing or like you're seeing a lot of people use?
Yeah, I really like I mean, I'm a big guy on STX just in general. I
Hmm.
really like the stuff they're making. I seen obviously the Magnet just came out. That's a
Yeah.
sick head, like absolutely insane. I love it. Um so like anything STX really I've seen some stuff coming out from STX that I'm not going to talk about, but it's great. It looks
Yeah.
awesome. Um but yeah, like anything STX, I always give like a big like thumbs up to.
Yeah.
As far as mesh goes, I really like. to point people in the direction of Hero 4. I just think it's the most neutral, consistent piece of mesh. I mean, like shrinking Type 4, I actually do like. It's not bad if you like that kind of thing. But I feel like you kind of have to like that kind of thing. I feel like
Yeah.
shrinking is like a much more off to the left aggressive mesh with how it's
Yeah.
textured and how soft it can get. But then like, Mesh Dynasty or like Hero 4, it's like a little bit like smoother, more consistent in my eyes. But everyone likes things differently.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm personally a Hero 4 guy. It's what I have in all my gamers. I just picked up the Magnet. I have another one coming and I'm loving it. It's money on ground balls, but I like that like stiffness it has almost like an old hammer.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
awesome.
exactly what I tell people. I tell them it's a better hammer.
Yeah.
It's like anything I didn't like about the hammer personally, they fixed with the magnet. Like I didn't love how flat the kind of profile was. I like that they added like almost like what the Delta has, the ECD
Yeah.
Delta. Like that's nice. That's because that's it's not the my eyes. I don't love that on shorties. Just some people like it. I feel like it adds a little too much whip, but I also like -5 whip in my personal sticks.
Hey, I'm with you.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just it's a sick. STX is great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So obviously you mentioned a little bit how much you can talk about this. You obviously have had the opportunity. What's it been like being involved in some like product development and testing? Is like I'm sure obviously it's a blast, but it's probably cool seeing some of this stuff come to light early, right?
Oh yeah, it's so sick. Yeah, like yeah, it's a lot of fun to just like try stuff out before it comes out. I've been asked like to give my opinion on certain products, which is sick. I don't really know why they're asking me, but no, I always appreciate it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and maybe one day, some sort of critique I'd have of a product might find its way into some sort
yeah,
of change about it. I don't know, but it's just cool. It's awesome, and the stuff that's coming out now, from some of these companies is really really sick.
yeah. So what would be so obviously technology is getting better and better and better. Mesh is getting only up from here. What are some innovations you'd like to see like the lacrosse industry come up with a little bit? Like what would be some things you'd like to see?
Better plastic across the board for heads, because
Okay.
I feel like there's some heads on the market that because of the plastic they're made out of, they just kind of ruins it. Like it doesn't ruin it for me. Like for example, the Gate Torque. I love the shape of this head. It just plays great for me. I love everything about how it's shaped. But Gates plastic is not the strongest, and I play
Hmm.
a lot of defense as a transition player in box. I kind of need my heads to be stiff, but I just love the shape of it. I get over it.
Yeah.
Like SCX, and because of that, Nike, they have a great plastic. I think it's just super stiff. It's not like the Omega plastic that where it was too stiff, but it's strong and it feels strong. And some
Yeah.
companies don't really hit the mark on that, if you ask me. And I think there's no excuse because like if STX can do it and put their stuff on the market at the same price as everybody else, what's your problem? That's
Yeah.
just how I see it.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you. I know there's a couple heads I've had that I love using for defense, but they just like are so flexible. It's like almost not worth it. That's what I really appreciate about the magnet because I think it finds that nice balance because one of my favorite heads when it was first coming out was the original DNA. But the
Yeah,
problem is it was so stiff and like didn't warp that it was just so prone to just snapping. I probably broke three of them just throwing simple poke checks. Whereas I
yeah,
feel like nowadays the magnet, I get that stiffness, but it's not just shattering on me, which is nice.
yeah. Like I like the DNA a lot, but you're right, they break. Like it
Yeah.
sucks. Like and for me, like maybe I'm just really really picky in how I think about things, but like I just feel like if it's like prone to breaking, it's not good head, no matter how good it actually is.
Yeah.
Like which sucks because I think the DNA is a great head overall. I think like the Maverick Havoc is a great head, but I don't think the plastic's great.
No,
Like
it
it
likes to warp.
warps.
Yeah.
It warps. Like but it's a great head, and that's what sucks about it. Because like I'll be like, that thing sucks, and people are like, what are you talking about? Well, like yeah, it is a really good head, but here's the problem: if it's not gonna last, how can you say it's a really good head?
Yeah. It's good for like 6 months and then you just got to get a new one.
Yeah, like I don't know, like stuff should last like a year if you ask me at least.
Yeah.
That's how I
S-
feel.
So we have this different plastics, everything. If Hudson Valley Strings could design his own head, what would that look like?
It'd be something like a torque for sure, like just super like gradual and kind of wide. I like I've a lot of these heads coming out now, like the Mark III V, which is a great head. I love it. Not for me personally, but I think it's probably the best LSM head if you don't consider the magnet one. Um, but the kind of they have that forward lean. This
Yeah.
almost has a backward lean, which
Okay.
I personally like for me. If
Yeah.
so, if I'm gonna make a head just for myself, I'm gonna make a head where it's gonna be easy to catch with, and it's not gonna be hard to string a low whip pocket. Where some heads that are coming out are like you can't string a low whip pocket in a magnet. You can't. It's like a
No.
hyper power. It's the hyper hammer. That's
Yeah.
what an SCX rep told me one time. It's the hyper hammer.
I love that. I almost like that name more. Magnet's cool,
Yeah,
but Hyper Hammer would have been sick.
yeah. No, I'm sure they threw it around.
Yeah. So you've also been a big benefactor of this, but obviously lacrosse community. Like it's awesome. Like still such a small sport that's growing, but there's still that nice familiarity with it. Like how do you kind of see this community evolving over time?
Yeah, I mean, like, as far as stringers go, I just see more accounts popping up all the time. I mean, you can even look at me as a good example. There was always like Penny Strings and always Dandy. And
Yeah.
there's always, Mark's been around for over like 10 years at this point, the String Shark. And then I come in and I'm just do my little video thing and it helps me get followers, I guess.
Yeah.
But like there's plenty of people like that. And I have accounts that actually reach out to me like, how do I make my account bigger? And it's funny because I remember when I was younger, when I first made the account back in 2019, I actually reached out to, I forget who it was, but one of the people I reached out to was Iconiclax,
Yeah.
Josh, but I forget what he said. But somebody told me that it's hard, like it's hard to differentiate yourself because of X, Y, everyone's posting pockets, everyone's good, X, Y, and Z. So once again, that's just goes to show like how making these videos and putting your face to it. And this is what the
Yeah.
String Shark always told me. You gotta put your face to it. You gotta let people know who you are, because then they're gonna want to get your pockets not just because they're good, but because they like you and they
Yeah.
think that they feel they not that they think they know you, but they feel like they have some sort of a connection to you. Like I have people that come into my store and be like, "You're the Instagram guy," and they know who I. And that's great. I mean, it's great for business, right? But
Yeah.
it's also cool because it shows that it's what I'm doing is working.
Yeah. So that kind of takes us here. I'm a big proponent of it. You're a big benefactor. Social media has been the catalyst for a lot of this, in my opinion, because talking to some of these older guys, like Longshore was on here, Set Strings, they've been around for a while. Back in the day, they were doing a lot of like the lacrosse forums, the lacrosse like archives, and like they were talking through there. But so
That's
they said
before
seeing
me.
social media coming to the light, it makes it so easy to connect. Like I'll use this podcast for example. It's been gracious for all the support. Like I just had this idea and like all the stringers are just like, because they can see it, they're just like, yeah, man, I'll come on. I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
No, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, social media is. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be here because
Yeah,
without it was like sitting here without social media. I wouldn't have my job without social media. Like it all started because of putting the time and effort and consistency into social media. And that's what's really important about it. You have to be consistent. And this
yeah,
is what I always told by the people I would talk to, Mark, Skylar, Penny Strings, all these guys would tell me, you got to be consistent. Just post something every day.
yeah.
And that's all you got to do. And then eventually, right, you start getting business, which leads you into more content. And that
Hmm.
more content gets you more business, and it just snowballs.
It just cycles for you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously you mentioned String Shark and Penny a lot. Any other like stringers or developers you just want to give some shout outs to for kind of helping you get into this space?
Yeah, definitely String Shark first. He's the one who basically gave me my whole idea. Like I give him a ton of credit. Like I'm so happy I could finally tell people this. I give him so much credit. I don't know if people think I copy him. I never thought I copy him, but I definitely took his like blueprint of how he did
Yeah,
things and kind of made it my own.
it
So
works.
big props to him. Scholar Penny Strings, he's the freaking man. Love that dude. Dandy Dies. Annapolis manager at LU, great guy. He's helped me so much. Um, yeah, just like a bunch of people. Like I
Yeah,
don't even know, just but everyone who knows me, I appreciate you. So
yeah. So what would be the advice? So Hudson Valley Strings, you starting out stringing. If you could go back, what would be the advice you'd give yourself when you're first starting out this process?
starts like I wish I could go back in 2019, like just do it now, like get into
Yeah,
this now. Because imagine that, like what year is it? 2025, right? So 6 years later instead of two, like how far could I be? That's what I would do. But if I had to say something, it would be to show my face and make videos and stuff like that. Because my account didn't start out like that.
yeah.
So it would definitely if I can't tell myself to start sooner, it's to start doing that sooner.
Yeah, That's the one thing I'm slowly learning to because I've been big about kind of hiding behind the post a little bit, but putting yourself out there, like with this podcast, for example, is kind of just like attaching my face to this. It's kind of scary when you take the leap, but once you do it, it's fantastic. It's nice getting to know everyone.
Yeah, man, it's funny. I remember I never felt like it because String Shark would tell me when he first started making videos, he felt a little awkward about it. I
Yeah,
never did. I just went for it.
yeah.
I'm always just the guy to just go for it. And
Hey, I love
if people
that.
don't like it, that's whatever, man.
Yeah.
It's all life. It's whatever it is.
Yeah. So as we're kind of winding down our time here, Hudson Valley, we like to finish with a rapid fire round. So I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you one small question, like favorite match will be one of them, and then you're just gonna give me right off the top of your head first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right, let's start. So favorite match
Hero 4.
here for most underrated head of all time.
Most underrated hell. It's got to be the String King Legend.
String, that's a sleeper pick right there. I
That's
love
a good.
that.
I think that's a good one, man. But
Yeah,
like the senior one, the stiffer one, the
yeah,
stiffer one.
the good one.
Yeah, the good one for
All
sure.
right, a flip side. What's the most overrated head of all time?
Oh, that's really tough. Kinetic.
That's interesting.
Kinetic. I think,
I
yeah, kinetic. I think so.
what makes the kinetic one over it in your opinion?
Mirage is just better. It's the same head that does the same thing. It's just better. It's I don't know. It pinches. It's like I don't know. I don't love it. Too aggressive
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, hey, I'm right there with you. Tape or no tape?
Oh, definitely tape. Yeah.
And what's your favorite head to string?
Favorite head of string definitely got to be the String King heads, just because of how many holes they have, and you can do whatever you want. That's always
Yeah,
been my answer to that.
that I'm right there with you. And obviously, I know you're playing a little bit. I'm slowly learning how to play it. Boxer field,
Oh, box, dude, hands down.
box.
It's the best version of the sport. You can quote me on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I love that. What do you love about it?
Just fast. It's physical. Like it's a great game. Like it's hard to explain, man. You just
Yeah,
gotta live it.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, Hudson Valley, thanks for coming on. This was super awesome. Where can listeners find your work?
Yeah, man. So you can check me out on Instagram, Hudson Valley Strings. I'm also on TikTok. I also have a YouTube. I'm not really pushing all that so much yet, but like I got ideas.
Yeah,
The work is never done. So YouTube is something I'm kind of might be rolling out a little bit. So you can check me out there.
love that. And Hudson Valley across the board on all that.
Yeah, so it's Hudson Valley Strings.
Yeah.
YouTube might be HVS Lax or Lacrosse. HVS
Okay.
Lacrosse. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Hudson Valley, thanks so much for joining this Stick Theory podcast. It's awesome to finally get you on here. Third time
Yeah.
is the charm. It's a super cool episode. So, to everyone listening, thanks for being here. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on this video, and can't wait to see you on the next one.
All right. Yeah, sounds good, man. Thanks. Anyway, I gotta say one thing. Don't forget to keep it custom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go.